Okay, so if you don't know by now, of course, we have Rona Brinlee. She's our book whisperer in Jacksonville. And she's got a store called the BookMark at Neptune Beach. And she does these beautiful book reviews with us every month. So we've got 5 new books and even some authors in person to talk about. So
I know, isn't that exciting? Yes.
It is. Let's start with The Swimmers. Give us a little preview.
Okay, well, it's little because The Swimmers is this tiny little book, and I'm drawn to these little books. They seem like they're going to be a quick read, but they're usually a treasure packed with great stuff. This is packed with a big heart and lots of story. It starts off very calmly with a group of anonymous swimmers. They swim every day in this underground pool. You don't know who they are, what they do, why they swim. Then a crack appears in the pool and they start getting concerned, and eventually they close the pool. And then the story just pivots dramatically in this laser focus on one of the swimmers, Alice, who is starting to lose memories. And it focuses on her and her estranged daughter and how they go through that journey. So it's an amazing, packed in, less than 200 pages, wonderful story that's just going to touch your heart.
Okay, very good. And tell us about Sylvia P.
Okay, so the last Confessions of Sylvia P. I always like to do a mystery, and this is a mystery, oddly. Sylvia P. is Sylvia Plath, the author of The Bell Jar, which lots of people have read either by choice or in school, and happy that they did. And it's really a mystery because a woman finds these notebooks that are handwritten, and the question is, are they really the handwritten version of The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath? And the story is told by 3 narrators. One is a rival poet, one is Sylvia Plath's psychiatrist, and one is this curator. So that's the mystery. Do these manuscripts really exist, and are they from Sylvia Plath? So that's kind of cool. And you get to visit with a great poet and a great author. So I always love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you always find cool stuff. How about The Booth?
Well, this is also historical fiction. This is Booth, John Wilkes Booth. It's amazing there's anything else to say about him, but this is an author who loves to do historical fiction, and it's really about the Booth family starting in 1822. And what happened to John Wilkes Booth? How did he become a Southern sympathizer and a racist when the rest of his family was very progressive? And how did he change? And then how did that terrible act where he assassinates Lincoln affect his family? They were all actors. They were all out in the world. And what happened to them after that? So it's a different perspective, believe it or not, on something we know very well.
You always find something for me, Rona. I love historical fiction, and I've been to Ford's Theater in DC several times.
Oh, wow.
It's just kind of eerie when that's the theater.
I would think you'd get goosebumps being right there. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And we also have Ways and Means.
So this is, we're sticking with the Lincoln themes here. There he is in all of his glory. Roger Lowenstein is a nonfiction writer. He writes about the Federal Reserve and he writes about Wall Street. So this is really a different view of Lincoln. This is Lincoln as the man who centralized the government, who got involved in railroads and agriculture and education, and who started our taxation system and printing greenbacks. So it's the economic banking system that we still have today that he attributes to Lincoln. So it's a totally different view.
And we've got something from Sutton Foster.
So Sutton Foster is an actress. I just couldn't resist this one real quickly. It's called Hooked, and it's a double entendre because she's hooked on crafting and she likes to do hooking and making rugs. And so as someone who is, like Madame Defarge, knit her way through COVID, I just couldn't resist this one. And it's how she does crafts to help her through the difficult times in her life. And I think that's really important. There's something very soothing about creating something.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, Rona. And hey, you've got some excitement at the bookstore. Tell us more about that.
Okay, so we have 3 events coming up. One is still virtual, Black Ops. This is Rick Prado, and this is really cool because he was a spy basically for the CIA. So he's going to give you the inside look of a shadow warrior and how they deal with terrorism and assassins and all that amazing stuff. And then we pivot, and this is live in the store, James Ponte. And James Ponte is one of our own. He went to school at Atlantic Beach Elementary, Mayport Middle, and Fletcher. And then it's, hometown boy does good. So he's got a major publisher. This is the 3rd in a series of these books. And these are kid spies. This is for middle graders. So these are spies that are kids who are working for MI6 to save the world, this time from nuclear attacks. So they're in Russia and China and London, all over the world. So spies everywhere.
I see it.
Well, then we go to ghosts, really. Karen White, this book will be in hardback. It's not even out yet, but just to give you some idea of what's coming. And she has taken a wonderful, beloved character from her Trad Street series and taken her to New Orleans, where she finds a new home, but there's a ghost there who doesn't want to leave. So the house is haunted. So she's got to fix it up. But first, she's got to get the previous occupants to leave.
Look at all that. I mean, we got something for everybody here.
Absolutely. There's always something for everybody. You just have to find the good fit.
And what's cool about your bookstore, it's just so much fun to visit. You've got so many events going on all the time. Great books, great service. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing everybody and great conversations. That's what makes the day wonderful.
Yes, we'll do some coffee soon. And in the meantime, for more on these great books, head to firstcoastliving.net.